Hey guys, this is Coach. Welcome to my space. And in this video, I'm just going to be going about 5 things that made me a better graphic designer over the years. The fifth one is very, very important. You need to keep learning on the go. There is no end to learning. Stay updated with the trend. So you can learn different ways. You can learn by following some designers on Instagram or Pinterest or Facebook or Twitter, and making sure that you save whatever designs you see that you like. A lot of good guys are out there, and it's important that you stay abreast of what's happening and check out really, really amazing concepts, and follow them for new beautiful designs. You might either like the layout, or you might like the icons they use, or you might like the fonts they use, or the gradients, how they style the page, or you might like how this designer represents his designs. It might be the size of the text, or the size of the images, or the type of images that this designer uses. So whatever the type, it could be the type of design that this designer does. It could be neo-brutalism, it could be glassmorphism, neomorphism, it could be minimalism as well. It could be any kind of design that the designer is doing and you just like it. So keep saving their paints. That's one. So, and then make sure to check out the trends that are on Flick, and make sure you understand the details of each trend. So understand what makes this trend. You need to do a lot of practice. Practice. I said practice. There was this time where I was with my friend. He was a designer just like me, but I was a little bit ahead of him in designing. And this guy saw me do something and asked me what I did, and I couldn't explain what I did at the moment. So I had to Ctrl Z, undo what I did, and slowly look at my fingers and told him, okay, so I did this, and this is how it worked. That is what practice can do for you. So practice makes your work fast. It makes you know your tools better, and it makes the process easier, because when you want to apply those skills or those experiences, they come out ASAP, just immediately, without you thinking about them. They just come out. Boom. So you need to be able to get past the stage of learning your tools, and then you should be in the stage of actually creating designs that have meaning and have purpose beyond how do you use the tools. What does this tool do? What does this other tool do? Practice makes you very, very comfortable with the shortcuts and the tools and everything in the software. And it also bridges the gap between your idea and the outcome, because most times we have that issue where we have an idea in our head and we can't put that idea into our canvas. The canvas is blank. Design it. Problem. Every amateur always have that issue where it's difficult for you to run a design without the help of a reference. So but professionals have it in such a way that they just have a story in their head that they want to tell, and then they can put it down into the canvas easily. So practice helps you bridge that gap. Seeking feedback is very important. I believe that you shouldn't take every feedback too serious, but they are all important at the same time. The reason why I said you shouldn't take every feedback too serious is because you might feel bad because of the feedback. And so it's important that you know that the feedback is only because you need to just be better. Every client has different needs. Even if your design is so nice, you should be ready to accept a rejection from the client. That might not be what the client wanted or visualized. For every time you send your finished product, expect a feedback, expect a response, constructive or not. Get to hear that. Once you get to the point where you can actually design for a client without any rejection or with little rejection, and just maybe with one sample, not sending 2 flyers, you just sent 1 sample and the client is like, wow, this is nice, just change the phone number, that's all. Once you get to that point, you've now been able to first of all study the kind of clients you have so that you can design for them, because it's important that you know how to design for these clients to suit what they want, and reduce the amount of rejections that you get. So basically, it's all about getting feedbacks, and then with time, you now discover that what the client wants actually matters. The client, as they say, is king. This point is connected to the previous point. It's all about understanding the client's vision. So you should try and, as much as possible, to have sort of detailed discussion with clients. Understand the brief, ask a lot of questions if you don't understand. Ask them, who am I designing for? Who are your target audience? What are the colors you like? Do you have a sample of what you want me to do for you? Have you seen it somewhere else? Can I feel free to do whatever I want? What can I do? How can I make this better for you? Basically, just do anything for the client and make sure you understand their vision, the client's vision. Find out, the audience, the brand values, and ask what's their vision, what's the client goals. Asking all these questions will help you to be very effective while designing. I mean, it's very important that you make sure that you can do this every single time you have a project or a new client or a new customer that you're working for. I'll share a story and then you're going to understand what happened. So I was in design school. I had this friend of mine that we used to redesign a flyer. So we'd find a simple flyer as at then. It was kind of not really simple, but a little bit something that was going to stretch us a little practice. So we'd find a flyer and then we are going to design this flyer. So we chose the colors, we took everything and used the typography as much as possible. We tried to make our flyer just like this one. And for every single time we designed a flyer, I made sure that I tried my best to make my flyer identical to this flyer, except I don't have the resources like maybe the images or something else. But this other friend would leave so much difference on the table. It's either the particular text will be too big, or it will be too small, or it will be skewed up a little, it will be distorted, or there will be some misproportion with something, or the color will be different. The attention to detail wasn't really there. And for every time I pointed it out, it was as though the person knew, but it was stressful. She didn't really feel like it was important for her to make sure that the height of the text was the same thing with the example flyer we were designing from. She didn't want to make sure that other things, so she left a lot of differences on the table. To me, that was she just purposely avoiding details, basically. And she dropped this design and her designs really never came out very nice. And one bonus tip I'm going to tell you guys is make sure your mind is right while you're designing. So this tip helps me a lot. So sometimes I'm about to design and my room is either scattered, or I don't really feel it. I don't really feel like designing, or I'm trying to design and I lose the energy or the vibe to design. I just either take a nap, take a break, go eat, take a walk, go and sleep, and then come back and continue from where I stopped. If I didn't start at all, I start afresh. So I try to clear my mind and clear my space. It helps me put my designs together. I hope these tips will help you guys push up your design skills and make you stand out. Thank you very much for staying to the end of this video. Till the next one, see you guys.